Let's do this topic, man, because I want to talk about this because it's been in the chat. Talk about South Florida high school football. Yeah, let's talk about it because I'll be honest with you. I made this, and I'm the biggest South Florida football homer there is, period, point blank, whether it's quarterback, any position. In my opinion, since 2018, let's say 2018, 2019, right? That's like Pastor Tan. Remember we had like a year where there were so many cornerbacks, it was just off the charts, and DBs. I don't think it's been that good. By the way, Crash Light, man, appreciate you always. You're the man. Appreciate all your support. We do some big things here in the future, Crash Light. Appreciate you. But yeah, it's like since that 2018-19 era, in my opinion, 2020 that was the Restrepo year. Obviously, he panned out real good, but like that was kind of down a little bit. 2021, you had like I thought that was going to be the all-time greatest class, and you had Dallas Turner, Cam Kitchens, James Williams, and Leonard Taylor are starting to come on. They didn't really do the high school thing or the college thing. Jason Marshall, kind of the same thing. Maybe they'll get it done in the pros more than they did in college. But since that era, I felt we've been down. Are you seeing that? And if so, tell me why I'm wrong.
I get it. I think it's not. I don't think it's the talent. I think it's a culture crisis with some of these kids across South Florida. I mean, some of these kids are just not. They're too entitled and they want everything handed to them, and that's why they don't pan out at the next level. Down here in high school and in Little League, yeah, they're going to give you what you want. But the biggest lie we tell to these kids growing up because they're that good is, the best man will play. No, these guys' jobs are on the line. They're going to play who they trust. They're going to play who's put the work in. They're going to play who's shown them that they're going to be in position time after time again, even if that natural talent isn't better than someone underneath. So I think that's kind of the epidemic right now is some of the culture of some of these kids. The whole transfer portal in high school is crazier than transfer portal in the college. You think college is crazy, man? These guys are playing 2-3 games with a team and transferring over to a school, playing the next week. Like, this is wild. Like, this is an
optimist.
Yeah, and it's an optimist, and not that I'm not gonna snitch on nobody, but you got a sixth grader who got a Miami offer. Bam, he's gonna be the best player in the nation in 2032. I mean, Bam? Bam is. Is
he the same age? I heard. What's the guy? Lil Rod.
Lil Rod's a little younger. Okay. I think he's 1 year younger or maybe 1 year older. It's one of those. But Bam has won like 4 Super Bowls. Whoever Bam has, he's highly recruited. Whoever Bam's playing on is winning a Super Bowl, and it's like that. I coached him with 12 hit squad 12U. And yeah, he's like that. Has a Miami offer. Shout out to my boy Frank putting in that work with some of these youngins. But South Florida, I get it. People are panning, but some of these guys are panning elsewhere. So the talent's been there. The talent's going to continue to stay here. It's just, are some of these guys being led to success with their habits, and things like that, because you get pampered for so long. You're in South Florida, you're a star, you're this, you're that. You have all the fame in the world. I mean, some of these South Florida kids have more clout than NFL guys. I mean, guys like CJ and, Nick Lanier, guy that we're hot on in 27. I mean, or, Amir Sears. This guy, he's a freshman in high school with more, clicks than, NFL guys. So I think a little bit of that is mixed in, and that's why you're seeing there's not as much performance on the next level. But I think we'll be all right. Coming in shortly at 27 and 28, you'll see probably one of the highest graded guys, coming out and actually panning out. I think we're going to be young this South Florida. I know this topic is going on because of our national performance over the last couple of days versus some out of, Cali schools and stuff like that. But they're kind of, they caught us at the right time. The trenches weren't good. And a lot of the outside playmakers, Chaminade's relying on a 13-year-old quarterback, a lot of 28 guys with some talent, but they're not there yet for that big game. Same thing with St. Thomas Young. So yeah, the trenches is always going to be uphill battle when you battle these out-of-state guys. But the talent's there with South Florida. I don't think we've fallen off, but we do need to produce a little bit more at the collegiate level to match the talent that's coming out.
Appreciate you giving the breakdown, Stevo, and much anticipated. Listen, Street, we're at 2 hours and 26 minutes right now, and when you said you were coming on, which you were, it was not scheduled, so it's not saying for you. I'm pointing out that's how important you are to this operation. That my wife was bringing me coffee, she was bringing me water, she was bringing me the James Brown towel so I can get the sweat off my head. to make sure that we were online when you were ready to roll.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
So appreciate you joining us. Stevo's breaking it down right now. Do you know Stevo?
I know Stevo, man. I love to hear Stevo talk, get in depth about football, man.
Yeah, we're talking about right now, just as you pop in, the South Florida football situation, right? And we're a little tight, so we'll do a short one today, just because I gotta go to this game with my son. But
okay,
about the South Florida high school football situation, not a great weekend. You had to come back with Heritage, the almost comeback with St. Thomas, the Chaminade getting blown out, and just not looking very big, not looking very, very up to par in some of these games. So, Stevo's saying, wait, right? We got some guys coming down the road. It's just that they're catching us at a young age. What are you seeing with South Florida high school football as we struggle a little bit on the national stage?
I think you know what? I think that the talent is here. Is always going to be here, right? Like there are always going to be guys coming down the pipeline. I think that's a given thing. I was at Chaminade last night, St. Francis. That's a big St. Francis team, and they're always pretty. So you're going to have to be able to tackle them at the point of contact, and things of that nature. I just believe that I think the culture in South Florida is changing. I think some of the old school coaching was a lot harder, was a lot more disciplined. And I think things are changing around the whole coaching. Coaches are getting younger. The relationships with the kids are becoming different. And I think what made South Florida great in the past was the hard coaching and the talent, right? Because we were never bigger than anybody. I'm saying that was never our thing. We were never larger than them. I think it was the hard coaching, and I think it was the talent. And so I believe it. I believe it comes back to kind of like because we don't have. When you think about coaching, right? You think about X's and O's, but those teams come here with staffs that a lot of times being paid. Mm-hmm. They're bigger staffs. So I think we were always at a loss when it came to that. But the discipline and the hard coaching that kind of shaped what South Florida football was about, I think I'm not sure if it's still completely here. I'm not sure if you can still completely do it that way, but that's what I see. I think we always won because of the grit and the passion that our kids play with.
Yeah, it's like the size you mentioned it. I mean, our guys got big in college. That St. Francis team, those guys look like college already, right? Yeah. With some of those dudes. You know the scene, and Stevo knows the scene. Stevo's saying, be patient. There's guys in the cut. There's guys on the horizon. They're going to really elevate this thing. I mean, even going back to like sixth grade. I mean, just young guys, but also 26, 27. You talked about Frank Tucker. He told me the same thing, Stevo, when from University of Miami, formerly the Crib Media. He told me the same thing. He goes, wait, we got guys coming. Do you see that as well, Street, where there's some guys in the pipeline that you're like, these are going to be the Jeremiah Smiths of the world, the Ruben Baines, the ones that really carry the torch?
Do you know we're older guys, right? Stevo's a younger guy, right? They're always yes. You got kids that are coming. You got Rock, and you got a little the kid at the Ravens right now, the running back who may be the best player in the country. You know what I'm saying?
Which was that? Is that Bam? Which was that? Who's that one?
Well, you got Bam. You know what I'm saying?
Another one. I was telling about Bam. I was telling about Bam.
Right. No, there are always kids coming. There are always kids. There are always kids coming. But I think we're seeing. But I think we're watching something that took a long time to happen. But a shift in power in high school. I think private schools are becoming. You know what I'm saying? They're becoming the more of the power. It took a long time, but it eventually got there. But there are guys coming. I mean, in South Florida, don't ever let anybody tell you that, oh, the talent is down, or they'll try to separate the counties and the talent is down in Dade, but it's in Broward. Man, when I created Footballville, like I never separated them two things because y'all know that a lot of the kids in Broward are from Dade. You know what I'm saying? Like a Dade, it just intersects with each other. Then you get a kid like like you take Bush, the linebacker, played for Flanagan. His whole family grew up in Dade, and he ended up. Daddy went to the pros. They made money. They moved up north. He was raised in Broward. Right. So it all goes together. It's all the same thing to me. And when you put those two counties together, they're always going to be next guys. Right. They're always going to be next guys. I just think, man, with technology and coaching, those staffs that they have coming from those other places where they get coaches getting $100,000 a year, $140,000 a year, and they got guys getting paid on their staffs. I think that's taking a toll, and then the fact that we don't. The culture of coaches coaching the kids really, really hard, and that discipline, that grit that we had to play with in order to beat those bigger guys with the bigger staffs. I think that kind of the edge is kind of not there right now.
I know when you pull up the Marine photo, you're talking about we got to be tough. So you're sending the message right there.
You really can't coach these kids that hard because they'll leave. They'll transfer. You could transfer during the season. I mean, they can't. They are allergic to tough coaching. They are allergic to reality checks. And so some of these coaches in high school, they have to now live with this world of walking on eggshells with your own kids because they could literally get up and leave. And it's not like there's a destined, window for like in college where, okay, at this, we know they could enter at this point. They could enter at this point. They could leave up to 4 games into the season already playing. And you see kids huddle with 2-3 different teams on in their senior season. And it's just like, oh my God. So yeah, the discipline is not there because as soon as the first side of adversity hits, they could just leave. And with no repercussions, no nothing, just gone. So yeah, I do think
I saw a transfer graphic come up yesterday. No, you're right. I mean, I saw one come up yesterday. Yeah.
So it's just it teaches these kids to run, and then when they get to the next level, some of these kids with that talent that really could shine with some discipline and structure, they want to play now. And guess what they do? They jump in the portal, and that's why we get the diva, mentality. A lot of people call our guys divas and stuff like that, but it comes with the way that, with them just being able to leave on the stop of a dime. Same thing with Little League. Like there's Little League kids right now getting their rent paid for their parents. So because they're playing Little League on a certain team. Wow. Yeah. Like it's wild. Like it's legit wild. And it's definitely, hurt the stability of their long-term ceiling. I think it's just too much of a shock to their system when they get to programs. That's why the St. Thomas's of the world, even though they lost, and Streeter was talking about the power going back to the private schools, is because they have the extra money to put those resources in and extra staffs, and they have those resources that a lot of public schools don't have. And without the ability to be iron hand on those kids like the public schools have been since I was growing up, and before that, that's how we're losing that edge, that kind of South Florida chip on our shoulder. You're not seeing it as much, but the talent, like we said, the talent is there. Is always going to be on the pipeline. But I think what I'm excited about the most is a lot of these younger kids don't really have that since they get exposed to this media and they're superstars before. I think like a lot of these 27s and 28s are getting really more comfortable with navigating through that, through that fame that they get from, being in shorts and shirt, playing at OT7, and now they got fans everywhere. Stuff. They're able to navigate that a little bit more. So I'm excited for some of these kids coming up just because this social media stuff didn't blow up right in front of them. They kind of grew up with it. So I'm happy to see some progress with how these kids are going to navigate it.
So listen, we're at 2 hours, 35 minutes, almost 20. We got over 2,300 on for these two legends. I wish I could roll this one for an hour, but I got to cut it short because I got to ride out to take my kid to his birthday Marlins game here. But let's get you guys signing off. Final thoughts. Let them know where they can find you, and we'll do this again. It's Sunday, man. We got a whole week of this getting ready for Notre Dame. So let's start with Stevo, then Streeter. Let them know where they find you, and give us a final thought as we get out of here.
You guys know on the YouTube and on the social media, 365 Canes Football, and I just hope you guys have a blessed week, man. Get ready for it. We'll be pumping out content, as you guys know, it's game week, and it hits different when it's opening week versus Notre Dame. This isn't the versus Bethune opening, or no disrespect to any other times, but this is go time.
All right, man. Check me out on Footballville. I mean, you can just Google Footballville. If you want to become a villain, the link is in the Twitter, top of the Twitter. Or you can just text us 786-405-9499, and we'll see the link to become a villain. That's where we do all our insider info about the Hurricanes and everything we know about the Hurricanes. presenting things from the way we know it. I mean, we do media a little different. The way we know how to do media, we didn't go to school for none of this stuff and taught none of this. But you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. We got over maybe 900,000 followers, man. So check us out, bro.
Yeah, we all came through the back door on the media thing in this conversation right now. So hey, that's how it's good. I love it. Though. I love it though. So I appreciate all you guys. I'll see you guys probably on the flow thing later on today. And we got game week, man. This is Sunday. We got 7 days of this, so we'll do it again. One more time next time, Street. I'm telling you, that's how important you are to the operation, man. I never gone 2 hours like this. We kept it going just to make sure I get you on here.
Next week, man. I'll jump on with you sometime during the week, bro. I see you every time you're on. I'll jump on with you.
Yeah, appreciate you, Stevo. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Almost 2,400, man. That's what happens when you bring together this kind of firepower on a Sunday afternoon. But it's game week, so we got to do it. Like and subscribe. Go Canes.
You.